It's just not fair. How does that even make sense? You all have to be our voice. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, welcome back. My name is Rejoice. For those who don't know, for all of you who are new, and for you all who are returning, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Let's join the family. Anyway, so today's video is concerning the newest policy regarding international students. So if you are an international student or you have friends that are international students, stay tuned for what this video is going to be about. We live in a pretty interesting time. 2020 has been like weird and progressively gotten weirder, and it just got more interesting because of the policy that US Immigration Custom and Enforcement, I think that's what ICE stands for, what they're trying to like administer regarding international students, which makes no sense in my opinion, and this is my thoughts. You're entitled to your thoughts. So basically, long story short, what they're saying is that if you're an international student studying here in the US, you can't take classes that are completely online. So like, let's say in the middle of this global pandemic, because no one knows what's going on, your school, if they're trying to move all of your classes online, like fully online, you can't stay in the US except if you go transfer to another school that's taking at least most of your classes in seat and like one online or something, like hybrid classes. And so either you transfer or you get deported, and deported means like you going back to your country. This makes it really hard for schools who are trying to figure out what to do with this, like I said, in this freaking global pandemic. No one knows exactly what's going on, and do we go back to school and risk having students get the virus, or do we tell international students to go back home? It's now a tough decision on how to get back to school, like how to resume classes and stuff for schools now, and like risk the money really that you're getting from international students, because international students do play a big role with the economy, really. So now what this means for international student is that you can, especially if you're an incoming student, right, and you're back home right now and your school is saying they're going online, what this means for you is that you can't come to the US, you won't be able to have a visa, and let's say you're already here in the States, you can't take full classes in that school and you can't remain in the US. So except you find schools and transfer to. Also, this affects international students because like we typically, international students come to the States to, one, get better education, two, better opportunities, three, a hope for like a better future, honestly, and also like a better quality of life too. And so with all of this now, it's like hard, like no one knows what's going on, and it's scary to even imagine, and we're in a global pandemic, so it's just like so much going on. Now if a student has to go back to their country, they might be going back to like an unstable like environment. Wi-Fi can be an issue, like internet services, time difference, like let's not even talk about that because it also plays a major role. So like let's talk about like the health, I guess, consequences to this is like, one, we're in a global pandemic, the coronavirus, which no one knows much about because everything is changing by the second or by the minute. So if you're trying to deport 1 million or more international students, first of all, you're having them to make like an emergency fund that they probably don't have with them, like to travel back home. Two, it's not safe. You can't put all of them into a freaking airplane and say bye. Like, it's not safe. Everyone knows that. And three, it's just not even reasonable at this time. It's not reasonable. Now I know that Harvard and MIT are fighting against this because initially Harvard like said their classes will be online for the safety of their students, which makes sense, right? And I honestly think Trump's administration / this immigration, they are targeting international students for no reason. Earlier this year, Trump put a ban on the H-1B visa and all of that. I would link some articles on that below if you haven't heard of that. And so like I feel like there are bigger fishes to fry than like trying to uproot the lives of international students at this moment. And it just doesn't make sense because like we're in July and school is starting or planning to start in August. So the time frame, like, so if you're an international student where your school is going completely online and you're trying to see other schools who aren't, so you're going to have to apply to those schools, and your files like CVs records and stuff, it's not like an easy process, really. It takes time. So like the time frame just is so short, and it's just so like what do you do type deal. And so that's why I think it doesn't make sense. Honestly, it's just all a mess. It's really a mess. And I hope like this policy like doesn't become informed. Like, it doesn't happen because it's just not fair. It's totally unfair and very absurd, because how does that even make sense? I just don't understand how that makes sense. If we want to talk business, international students, right, have a big impact on the economy. Like, here is the latest contribution from the IIE.org. It's just, yeah, because we don't get financial aid, we don't do FAFSA, and most of the international students, if they're not on like full scholarship or anything, they have to bring the money from their country. Like, it's personal money from their country. And then some schools are trying to say like you're gonna pay full tuition online, like if you're going online. So how does that make sense? And if we want to talk something apart from business, because honestly, we international students, we bring cultural diversity to y'all's college and campuses. I feel like we bring personalities that are valuable and assets to y'all, the schools, and you all should fight for us, honestly. For schools who are thinking of going online, I know it's a tough decision, but you guys need to speak up and fight for international students, because what else are we going to do? So now you might be thinking, what can we do to change this? What can we do to help international students? First of all, I would say petitions, right? You might be thinking, what do petitions do? But honestly, they play a big role, and we've seen that over this whole year, different petitions being signed. So I'll link like a petition down below for you all to do. Just talk about this, share it on your social media, because some people don't know what's going on. And then, like I said, for schools like universities who are thinking of going online, like, you all have to be our voice. Like, you all have to fight so hard for international students, because now you're putting them from where they planned on having like a good future. And for my international students, just have hope. It's going to get better. Like, I'm an international student, and what can I say? You only to have hope. Like, I hope this administration, it just rethinks this whole thing, because it's baloney. So yeah, anyway, I hope this all made sense. And yeah, so let me know down in the comment if you're an international student, if you're having to face this. It's tough. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.